All right, everyone, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. Going to be breaking down the top picks in place here and the lineup process for this Halloween slate. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so looking at the slate, guys, there are a few plays that I really do like. Let's start out with Damian Lillard going against the Memphis Grizzlies. To me, this is a very good matchup going against the Grizzlies. A game that could be a little bit higher scoring. Do worry potentially about the Bucks blowing them out as well. They are 6.5 point favorites. But Damian Lillard is playing a lot and playing extremely well. He's really only had one bad game mixed in here, and that game ended up being somewhat of a blowout. 13 points, but he only played 32 minutes in that game against Brooklyn. Assuming that the Bucks are going to be the team doing the blowing out in this game, I think Damian Lillard is going to be one of the better plays on the slate, and he's at a weird price tag. Like, he definitely should be higher priced than what he is currently at. Looking at Memphis, we have the potential to have a bunch of value. Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, kind of looking like they're going to sit. We will see. They both did not return on Wednesday, but that also could be the situation where they had the back end of a back-to-back today where they're just being a little bit conservative there. So if they sit, I think we're going to be looking at Jalen Wells. If one of them sits, I think we're going to be looking at Jalen Wells. I like the multiple position eligibility that we have with him as well. To me, he's going to be one of the better values, especially on the small 4-game slate. He opens up a lot. Really just depends on if you want to play him in the small forward or shooting guard spot. A lot of people are going to be flocking to Ja Morant, and I will say I'm not opposed to that, but also the price, given the minutes that he's playing, I would just rather get to Lillard. And so let's go ahead and get into another price that I really like, and that's going to be with PJ Washington, guys. PJ Washington, besides game one of this season, he's been playing 30-plus minutes in every single game and really has been a pretty good value lately over the past 2 games. Now, decent matchups, but the minutes have been there for him, and this is another decent matchup, a matchup that I expect him to really get going. And the fact that we can potentially get 30, 40 fantasy points out of a guy that's 4.5, to me, that's huge. Now, you're going to see a common theme on the slate is that we're just going to have a lot of salary left over just in general. So that's kind of a interesting point about tonight's slate. Another player that I like is going to be Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr. kind of falls under the same umbrella as PJ Washington, where just a little bit too cheap, especially for a guy that can give us 40-plus fantasy points. Now, do we maybe want to play both of them in the same build? I actually think so. If the game stays close, I think we can get away with that, and they'll both be very productive. Jabari Smith Jr., also one of my favorite plays on the slate, especially given the pricing. To get 2 players that combine for, around 11K, 10K, where we can get 80 points out of that, I think that's pretty huge. Another play that I think everyone's going to be on is going to be Jalen Green. He's just been playing extremely well. Another situation where we could easily be getting 40-plus points at below 8K. That's obviously going to be pretty appealing. He's a little bit shot dependent with his fantasy score, so do worry about that, maybe limiting him slightly, but overall he's going to be a great play for us. Let's jump into the San Antonio Spurs. And if you guys have been following my props picks, I've been on Jeremy Sohan a bunch. I've kind of mentioned him in passing in those videos that I thought he was a good DFS play. That's going to be the exact same case again today. Last game, he only played 31 minutes. I said it because 2 games ago, played 34 minutes. If this game stays close enough for long enough, he should be someone that could easily, again, give us 40-plus minutes. At his current price, though, he should at least be able to hit value. Like, he should be able to get 5x, 6x for us. But I think we're playing him to potentially get 7x. Just with Devin Vassell out, it's no shock that, one, he's got more minutes, but it's also no shock that he's been extremely productive like he has been. So he's someone I'm happy to go out of my way to target. Another play that I think could potentially be interesting is Champagne. He only played 20 minutes last game, but he's a little bit priced up, so I don't think we need to get there too much. But if he ends up playing closer to 30 minutes in this game, he could be someone that we really like. Another play that I don't mind is going to be Keontae George. Again, another play that's just a little bit too cheap given the production that I'm expecting out of him in this game. 30-plus points or so, fantasy points at a cheap price tag. I'm happy to get there. Then a game that everyone's probably going to be targeting is going to be Phoenix here. Devin Booker's at a good price tag. Kevin Durant's fine, but really it's going to be with the Clippers. James Harden is a little bit too cheap given the production that we're expecting out of him tonight. He's just been extremely productive. Norman Powell, a little bit too cheap. He's someone we can easily get to as well. Then also we got Zubac there as well, who's just really been dominating as well. So pricing is extremely soft on this slate. Look at this. I made a very good build and still have $1,000 left over. And so really the issue I see on this slate is that we almost have too much value available to the point where you might end up leaving some salary left over on the slate, and maybe that's just your way of getting unique. So can't exactly close out a first look build for you guys, but that's going to be the summary of this slate. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your NBA DFS slate today. Give a like and subscribe to the channel. That does help out a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.